here with another dose of the True Scope. So first and foremost, before I even get into the video, I just want to point something out. The merch is in. This is the original logo. I call this the True Scope OG logo. You can find this shirt, hoodies, all that stuff, mugs, you name it, all on the the shop site. The link is in the well, actually, I'm going to put the link in the description for this video, but the link is on my YouTube page. But I will put it in this video and probably all my videos going forward, just to make it easy for everybody else. I'm trying to figure out a way to have it just pop up at the bottom of the screen, right underneath the video. So with that being said, obviously it comes in all different sizes and colors, and you can pick it, choose it. I chose this color because I like the contrast, and also I like burgundy, and I have a lot of hoodies, and I don't have that many burgundy. I only have one, so I figured I'd go with that. But anyway, it's been a minute since I've done some videos. As y'all know, I just had a second baby, so I've been trying to juggle two kids, and I'm in the process of purchasing a home too. So all that stuff going back and forth with the real estate agents and the attorneys and this and that, brokers, and there's a whole lot going on. So, once all of that, gets taken care of and all the dust settles, I can come up with a solid schedule. That way I can get more content released to you guys. I do appreciate everyone sticking around in the meantime. But what I want to talk about today, I'm not sure if anyone saw well, actually, there was a few snippets. It started out with Jason Whitlock, who is a sports commentator, I guess you would call him. He was on the Tucker Carlson show, the Tucker Carlson Fox show. I don't know what day. I didn't watch it live. I just heard about it, and he was discussing the whole, about the whole 5 Memphis cops killing the young brother, who I found out was about, I think, 26 or 27. Very young, very sad and unfortunate what took place. And hopefully those dudes, they go to jail. But, as we know, as of the date, they were bonded out. They posted bond, and they're probably, who the hell knows where they are right now. But I digress. That's not what this video is about. So it started out with that on Tucker Carlson. And then D.L. Hughley, who is one of the original kings of comedy, he was on the Daily Show, because what's that guy's name? Trevor Noah. I guess he's done with that show, so now they're trying to figure out who's going to take it over. D.L. Hughley was on the show, and then he had words to say about what Jason Whitlock had said. All right, so I'm going to play the video, and the video that I'm playing is from a third party. Okay, so they're gonna play all the videos. They're gonna get their 2 cents. I'm gonna break it all down. All right, so let me just pull that up, and then we'll get this thing going. All right, Chrome tab, boom, boom. All right, it is live. All right, yeah, I can play it like that.
The brutal beating of Tyree Nichols at the hands of 5 Memphis police officers have been discussed all over the media throughout the week after the footage was released to the public this past Friday. Jason Whitlock would make an appearance on Tucker Carlson and was asked what his thoughts were. Whitlock would seemingly blame single black mothers for the chaos, disunity, and violence that's seen in the cities. Obviously, many did not take too kindly to Whitlock's comments. Comedians D.L. Hughley and Leslie Jones would fire back, as well as Sierra, who would call out the media personality by calling.
Okay, so this part, I'm gonna here, and I'm gonna let the video play again, but I'm not sure if they bring this up again. That's why I'm gonna address it. So Sierra, the singer, married to NFL quarterback Russell Wilson of the Denver Broncos, she tweeted at Jason Whitlock saying, "As a black man, to get on national TV and say something like this is irresponsible. A lot of amazing kids have come from single mothers. For you to also undermine single black women in the midst of this tragedy is so sad. This woman just lost her son. Do better." So I'm not going to go too much into this right now. I just want to point out 2 things. First, yes, single parents, not even just single black mothers, single black fathers, single Asian mothers, fathers, single parents can produce amazing kids. But the numbers say that when you come from a single parent household, especially if you're black, you are like the statistics are not in your favor. And that's not a me saying a thing. That's not a Jason Whitlock saying a thing. That's a numbers saying a thing. So for quote unquote black people, we need to stop getting all upset and all in our emotions when someone cites statistics. Don't get mad at the person citing the statistics. Get mad at the fact that the statistics are what they are. What are you doing to change that? If you truly believe that single parent households are fine and don't need to be changed, then why don't the numbers say that? Let's have that discussion. As a group, we need to be able to say, hey, take the fruit from the tree and do what you want with the fruit. You don't always have to take the whole tree. That's fine. You don't have to agree with everything that Jason Whitlock says. But if he's saying, hey, look at these numbers for single parent, especially single black mothers and their offspring, they don't do well. That's the fact. What are we going to do about it? That's the question.
Calling his comments irresponsible for undermining single black women. Today, we have our company hype analysts, Hone and Pierre, calling to the studio to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
I felt guilty putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible.
And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random this is Donald Trump's fault. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
Now, there's a couple things I want to break down, but as I mentioned, D.O. Hughley would respond and pretty much say, hey, Jason, this is why you can't keep a gig. So, Pierre, let me come to you first. What was your reaction when you heard Jason Whitlock's remarks? Do you think there's black single mothers in the way that black men treat each other?
Good Lord. I felt this guy, Jason Whitlock, this white man must have came from a 2-year tanning salon and shit, because he's definitely speaks as a white man, totally good.
And let me stop the video there real fast. I don't know what that has to do with anything. When you're asked a question, especially as a man, you should answer the question. All right, we don't need to hear all this extra, ad hominems. We don't need that. Okay, if what he's saying is that reprehensible, then just address that and be all. These phones are crazy. Listening to me, just listening to me, right? So anyway, look, we live. What's good, brother? What's good, my man? Rob in the building. We are live. Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing what D.L. Hughley said about Jason Whitlock and basically what Jason Whitlock said, and do we think that is true or not? So basically, what this brother was saying, well, actually, we don't even know what he's saying. Let me play what he was saying.
Good Lord. I mean, first of all, okay, that conversation. He said so much, though. Come on. I mean, he said so much. I mean,
brother, you haven't said shit yet. I don't know what. Yeah, you can't make this shit up, man. Right? But anyway, let me say what I was saying anyway. If Jason Whitlock is saying something that he's citing stats, if you have an issue with it, you should go to the stats and say, whoa, hold on. You misread these stats, right? Or if the stats are correct, say, you know what? We need to address this. I don't understand how we can, again, like just throw out the baby with the bathwater. Quote unquote black people do this shit all the goddamn time. It doesn't make any sense. Like is this guy going to prove like wrong? I don't know what he's going to do. I'm trying to find out.
One, he said we should be showing the video. We should be showing the video to get people hyped. It's the same video you show when you show Ukraine, people getting bombed over Ukraine. You're getting them hyped up for America to go support that.
Hold on. You know what? Let me go back because this nigga is babbling like a bitch so damn much. I don't even remember what the fuck the question was that she asked this nigga. I don't even think he know what the question is because he's just been. Let's see what this sister asks this dude.
What was your reaction when you heard Jason Whitlock's remarks? You know, do you think there's a tie of black single mothers in the way that black men treat each other?
Do you think there's a tie between black single mothers and how black men treat each other? Let's see what this brother has to say.
Good Lord. I felt this guy, Jason Whitlock, this white man came from like a 2-year tanning salon and shit, because he's definitely speaks as a white man totally. Good Lord. I mean, first of all, that conversation. He said so much though. Come on. I mean, he said so much. I mean, one, he said we should be showing the video. We should be showing the video to get people hyped. It's the same video you show when you show Ukraine, people getting bombed over Ukraine. You're getting them hyped up for America to go support that. So what's he talking about? You can't show black video, get people getting hurt, but you can do white people getting hurt over Ukraine? What's wrong with this man? This nigga's a fool.
This dude is talking about Ukraine, man. What that got to do with the question she asked him? Yo, this is crazy. Let me put it on the screen because this is crazy.
So with him speaking on that, man, I don't know how he snatched. He says 5 black men. What about the white guy that tased them at the beginning? Forget him too? What's wrong with
who the fuck said anything about forgetting that dude? yo, look, fellas, brothers, listen. Whenever someone can't address a particular thing on its head, it's because they know that they can't. So they'll do the ad hominems, they'll do all of this stuff, the deflections, the whataboutisms, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. Me saying what I'm saying right now will have people like, oh man, double A Hef's Uncle Tom this, Uncle Tom that. Don't support him. Don't listen to his channel. Don't listen to what he got to say. He don't know nothing. He's a bootlick and all this other nonsense. And I haven't even really made a stance yet. All I'm saying is disprove the statistics, because I'm going to come out and just say it. Call me crazy, but there's a fucking problem in the quote unquote black community. There's a problem. There's way too many single parent households, whether it's single mother or single father. There's way too many. There's way too many unwed. There's way too many. It's not a good thing. The stats show it. Families are broken. That's an issue. You want to come out and say, oh no, it's not an issue. Single black mother, she could do anything. LeBron James, okay. Yeah, how many LeBron James do we see running around? There's countless more no-name niggas that are dead or in jail right now under the same circumstances that LeBron James came up in. Only difference is they're not 6'9" and don't have a 45-inch vertical. Steven Jackson, the podcast host or co-host on the All the Smoke or In the Smoke podcast, whatever the shit's called, with Matt Barnes. If that dude, Steven Jackson, if he wasn't 6'7", he would be dead or in jail right now. And that's not me like going out on a limb saying that. I guarantee you, off the air, if anyone were to ask him that question, he would say, yeah, no, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But you know what? He's not. But you know who is dead and in jail? All the niggas that's not 6'7". The niggas that's 5'11", the niggas that's fucking 6 feet, them niggas is dead in jail. Not all of them, obviously, but that's the point. Too many. Too many. The best worst convo about this was with Judge Joe Brown and Dana with Data. If you got time, listen to that. I have to listen to that because brother, look, all this stuff is new to me, man. I've been kind of out of the loop. So when I saw DL Hughley and Whitlock, I was like, let me watch this video. And I was like, holy shit. I had no idea this was even going on. I knew the brother had got killed by those 5 cops in Memphis. And I guess this Caucasian cop is the 6th one. I knew that, but I didn't know it had turned into all of this. I didn't think it was that big of a goddamn deal. Not saying that the brother losing his life wasn't a big deal. Of course that is. But I didn't think what Jason Whitlock, I didn't think what anyone could say on this topic would be that big of a deal. Like, the cops are wrong. The brother should be alive. Now, Jason Whitlock went on a goddamn limb, I would say, in a very clunky way, and is trying to bridge the gap and say, hey, let's point to this as what's going on in the community. And I can see the bridge. I think it's a stretch for that situation to try to bridge that gap. And I'll say this because there's so many other examples that we could use to bridge the gap it's not that fucking far apart. But again, if you want to discredit it, just discredit it on the merit, right? But I can't discredit it on the merit because what he's saying is correct.
Oh, man, it's just gang violence. It's police brutality. It don't give who are they being brutality. Who is it? It can be white policemen, black police, Mexican policemen. It's police brutality.
She looking like this nigga don't even remember the question I asked him. That's how she looking. She looking like, why is he on the panel?
Towards black people. That's what we're talking about here. Not what color the cops are. I don't give a damn. They're policemen. Now, shame on them. They should be a little more connected to the brother and understand the plight of the black man. But obviously, it shows the mentality of policemen.
Oh, but does it? Are you a criminal psychologist? Because unless you are, I don't think you're qualified to say that. Right? Because if you're going to be the one to come out and say, oh, Jason Whitlock shouldn't have said that about the black police officers, then how the hell can you come out and say, oh, it's not because they're black, it's because they're police officers? Well, I mean, if we really wanted to break it down, right, based on what you just said, we'd have to look at all the killings that police do, right? Not just on black people, just all, right? And then all the killings that blacks do on each other. And then we have to break it down by percentage and see which percentage is higher. Take a wild guess on what you think is going to be the higher percentage.
They don't give a damn what color you are and what color they are. They do care what color you are. If you're black, they're going to bring a certain kind of person.
You know what's funny, man? Rob, they are comedians, but they're not funny, though. They're not even funny.
Presence to you. Them black men and that white man, them whole police department should be ashamed what they did to that boy.
And he did not answer the damn question. This nigga just spoke for, 15 damn minutes and didn't answer the damn question.
I agree with you more, Pierre. Capone, let me come to you. I want to preference this because this blew my mind. So Jason Whitlock will repost the video that we just watched, and he says, yep, I connected baby mama culture to the Tyre Nichols tragedy. So I'm very, very anxious to get your thoughts. What's your reaction to this, Capone? And also, do you think there's a connection of black single mothers and the way we see black men treat one another?
If you have a side gig and need to file your taxes, visit freetaxusa.com.
I'm going to get that YouTube premium one day.
This man, first of all, I'm irate about.
Hold on. Before he answers the question, I want to answer the question.
And treat one another. I'm very anxious to get your thoughts. What's your reaction to this, Capone? Also, do you think there's a connection of black single mothers and the way we see black men treat one another?
Well, yeah. So let me answer that question, all right, before I let him speak. Yes, there is a correlation. And I'm speaking from experience, obviously. I didn't grow up in a single parent household. My father wasn't there, but I did have a stepfather. But that whole dynamic was not one. It felt like a single parent household. All right, now financially wasn't but it definitely felt like one. My stepfather, great dude, but he just was not that type of man. He was not. My mother was still is the matriarch of that. She wore the pants and still continues to wear the pants. So again, that whole dynamic was not what you may think it was, right? But so let me answer the question again. So yes, there's a connection. They can't be broken. Okay, as long as we have single parent households, especially run by the quote unquote black woman, brothers are not going to look at each other or themselves with the level of respect that they should, because women don't operate like that. Women operate all on like vanity, okay, and they play games. And this is not to begrudge women at all. It's just the reality. Men and women are different. When you have women, females trying to raise boys into men, it doesn't work. All they see growing up is their mother talking about this nigga, that nigga, trifling ass, this and that. I don't need a man, blase blah, yada yada yada. And then they grow up just to have that same resentment towards niggas. This nigga ain't shit, that nigga ain't shit, fuck that nigga, I'll fuck his bitch and shit like that. There's no respect because there's no culture. Because the quote unquote black woman has tried to create a culture, this matriarchal culture, but it's failed. Not even failing, it's failed. It's a failed experiment. And the numbers speak for itself. That's not me coming and hating on quote unquote black women. That's not Jason Whitlock coming and hating on black women. That's what the numbers say. Thank you, brother. I'm putting it on the screen right now. I'll read it out loud. Single parents in general, while it disproportionately affects black families more, it is a problem across the racial spectrum. 100% agreed. And the numbers say that. So it's not even so much like whether someone agrees with it or not. It's whether they're privy to the information. If you're privy to the statistics, to the data, then it is what it is. It's telling us what it is. Children that come from two-parent households do better in life. Now, is that the case across the board? Of course not. There are going to be exceptions to the rule. There's always exceptions to rules. But we don't change the rules to fit the exceptions, right? Because then what kind of society would that be? That would just be pure chaos. But that's what is taking place in the quote-unquote black community. It's all flipped upside down. Call it what it is.
This man, first of all, I'm irate about the whole conversation. It's almost sad that we see these type of idiots. I'm just trying to keep it clean as I can.
Yeah, but that's
He's a damn idiot. Pierre couldn't have said it more. What he said was just totally disrespectful to the family. It was just disrespectful to black people just as well.
Okay. If people want to say it's disrespectful to the family, because obviously they're grieving right now, I can get that. But I can also, I'll say, it is what it is. If it's the truth, it's the damn truth. Sometimes people say some shit to you that you don't want to hear, especially not at that time. But if it's the truth, you got to take it. You have to take it. And that's a quality that men are supposed to have. I don't expect many women to have that or to be able to do that. But men, if you call yourself a man, yeah, sometimes somebody might call you out on some shit that you know to be true. Like, yeah, But what you gonna do? You gonna just start fucking throwing a damn temper tantrum, acting like a bitch, deflecting from what was stated? No, you address it head on. Like, you know what? You right. Yeah, you right. I'm fucking up. I fucked up. And that's what niggas need to do. The question is about quote unquote black women, but ultimately the question is about black men. Where are the quote unquote black men? Because these quote unquote black women aren't just having these babies like the Virgin fucking Mary out here. No, niggas is going in there, shooting up the club and leaving. That's a problem. And anyone that's been on this channel for long enough, I don't put any of the blame on women. Not because I'm a woman worshiper, but that they're not the head. I'm not supposed to go to them. Okay, if I have an issue at a goddamn restaurant, I don't go to the bartender to voice my concerns. I say, can I speak to the manager, or is the owner here? Like, that's how we're going to get things done. Okay, I'm not going to be like, here, let me write this down on this post-it note and leave it for my server. No. I'm going to get to the root. Okay, the root is the man. The man is the root. The man, or these niggas is fucking up. What are we going to do about that? But if we can't even get this conversation going because it's being stopped at, oh, black women can't do no wrong. Black women do great at being single parents. Didn't you know black women are the best single parents out there? Black girl magic, y'all. Like, no, that is ridiculous. That is absurd. Let's have the fucking conversation. That way we can hold these women accountable for what they're doing and ultimately hold these dudes accountable for what they're doing. But as most of y'all already know, it's a vicious circle. Because if the women are raising the quote unquote men, which we know they're doing improperly, incorrectly, then how do we stop the cycle? How do we stop the cycle? Be in your children's life. Be a role model for your kids. We have to build our community, not a hip hop culture or hip hop community. No, build a real community, a real culture, one that's grounded in something. Anything at this point, whether it be religious, I don't care what it is. Come together on some common ground, okay, and stick together. Stick together, not on the common ground of like, hey, this is my block. I rep this block. No. Something real, something tangible, something that you can pass down to your seedlings, and that they can pass down. You can't pass down the block. Who said it? Hove said it. Something about die on the block that your mama written or some shit like that. It was in the story of OJ, that song. I know I just butchered that line, but basically what Hove was saying was, you don't own this shit, but yet y'all niggas is ready to go out here and die. Like, spill your blood on this block, and you don't own shit on this block. Your family lived here for generations, and y'all don't own shit. What's that say? Huh? Yeah, there's a problem. There's a bigger problem than just quote-unquote black women, quote-unquote what the fuck D.L. Hughley had to say. What Jason Willock had to, there's a much larger problem, but we can't even scratch the surface because niggas is stuck on don't say nothing about the quote-unquote black woman, because if you do, you're going to have a whole bunch of niggas like this with fucking headdresses on their fucking head talking to, oh, I'm going to keep it clean as I'm throwing out ad hominem attacks. How about you address her question directly? And the interesting part about, before I get back into the video, is that the way she asked her question, now I'm assuming that I have an idea on what she would say if she was asked the question, right? But the way she's asking the question is not like it's not leaned in any which way. It's a straight up question that these niggas just can't seem to fucking answer.
Some woman must have really hurt this man bad for him to try to blame it on a black mother, black woman, however he phrased it. He was 100,000% wrong. And it's so amazing to me. And I don't want to turn it racist, but it's only one way to see it, that the white man said, wow, I really didn't look at it that way. So you're telling me that I shouldn't have put this post on. I feel bad for putting it on, but I just felt sad. You know, it's so hypocritical how they play with us mentally. Why wouldn't they put another black man on there that could speak some sense? They know what they're doing, and they know how.
I wonder what he means by that. I wonder what another quote-unquote black person would have had to have said on that panel that this brother would have said, yes, he's speaking sense. I wish he would say it. That way we would have a more clear understanding on what the fuck he's actually trying to say. Because all I hear is a whole bunch of ad hominem attacks and nothing of substance. He didn't address what Jason Whitlock said. He didn't address single black parent households. He didn't address any of that. He didn't address the dynamic between young black men coming from those type of households and the relationship that they have with each other. It doesn't make any sense.
How to get us riled up. That man is an asshole. Very blank. And that's the way I feel about it.
Well, and Tucker Carlson, remember, he's trying to act about his pain. I feel bad. Damn how you feel about putting it on. How about the man that got killed? You know what I'm saying? They worry about how he feels.
I'm gonna stop stopping the video, but Brothers, please don't be like these two dudes, man. Don't be like this. Look, I'm not here to champion for Tucker Carlson. I'm not here to champion for Jason Whitlock. The name of this show, as you can see on the hoodie, is The Truth Scope. It's the truth. The truth is single. Look. For instance, if I was to go around and do a poll and ask people, hey, would you prefer your child, if you have a child, or if you plan on having kids, would you prefer your child or your kids to be brought up in a single parent household or in a two-parent household? And here are the statistics for both. That way you can have a clear understanding on what you're getting yourself into. Like, for instance, if I wanted to start investing in the stock market and I got a broker, the broker's going to show me all these different portfolios and say, this portfolio is projected to do this because it's been doing that, and this is going to do this and this. No matter what you're doing in life, you're going to have statistics to help you make the best decision that you can for you. So again, for your kid or kid to be, do you want them to grow up in a single parent household or a two-parent household? And here are the statistics for each. How many people are going to say, you know what, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go single parent household, and at that, I'm gonna go single black mother household. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what the fuck. Who's really gonna do that? Let's be real. Let's be real. That's how you know these niggas is full of shit. Niggas are just blowing fucking hot air, smoke, talking some bullshit that they know damn well they're not really rocking with. There's no way in hell. If I was, look, I don't know these niggas, right? I don't even know this dude, Capone and Alfalfa, whatever she said his name was, this dude. If they have kids, because I mean, I'm sure they have money because they're comedians, so they might not be with their baby mamas, right? But they have the financial backing to support them more so than another nigga would, right? Assumably so. Assumably so. They might have their kids. I don't know. But again, we have to ask that question. D.L. Hughley. Wait, this LeVar Ball looking dude is straight trash. Agreed. He does kind of like LeVar Ball.
I felt bad to put it on. Like, what do you mean you felt bad?
Exactly.
How you feel? What about the man that died?
Well, my man, you gotta understand something. The name of the show is the Tucker Carlson Show. He's talking about something that he cannot relate to. So all he can talk about is his fucking feelings. What do you expect him to talk about? Do you expect him not to talk about the topic at all? Because I guarantee that if he didn't talk about the topic at all, you would say, oh, he's not even talking about that young black man that lost his life. You know, and this is where the water gets muddied, where people are basically campaigning to say, we're going to control everything that you say. Because if you say it, we want you to say it like this. Follow the words we wrote on the fucking sheet. Because if he don't talk about it, oh, he's not talking about it because he's racist. If he talks about it, oh, he didn't talk about it from this perspective because he's racist. So no, if you're going to talk about it, you got to do it like this. And that's not how society is supposed to work. That's not what free speech is supposed to be. At the end of the day, people can say what the fuck they want to say. As long as they're not, threatening you, putting you in harm's way, or interrupting your cash flow by like way of libel, or, anything like that, then they can say what the fuck they want to say. If you have thin skin and you're overly emotional and you don't know what to do with whatever that person said, that's a you problem. That's a you problem that you need to fucking figure out.
Yeah, how about he felt?
Absolutely, yeah, and we're hearing from his mom as well. So to even hear Jason say something like that with a mother that's currently grieving, just blows my mind. But Pierre, let me come to you. So he also mentions, there is a racial element to this. As you mentioned, he talked about, well, it's black cops, it's a black chief, it's a black victim. So I don't understand why people are protesting. Speaking of this protesting, we've seen Black Lives Matter. We know what that movement and kind of how we've seen that dynamic change. How do you think this will affect and impact the Black Lives Matter movement?
Well, first and foremost, the Black Lives Matter movement, and I've been saying this for years, is some bullshit. It's bullshit. Black Lives Matter movement does not give a damn about quote unquote black lives. They care about black transgender. They care about black LGBTQ, black all that stuff. That's fine. The last thing they care about is the brother that died. They don't give a fuck about him. They don't care about Eric Garner. They don't care about Michael Brown, Tamir Rice. All the names. We all know the names. We all know the names. Black Lives Matter. Look, Black Lives Matter was formed by women, and it has and exudes that female energy still. It preys on the energy that men create. That's what Black Lives Matter do. They prey and they harvest the energy of black men. Once they're dead, they take their name, they take their energy, they take their likeness, and they use it to basically push their own agendas forward right in front of our faces. But quote unquote black people are too, I'm gonna say it, niggas gonna get mad, but it's too fucking stupid, too damn emotional, too bitch made to be able to see through the shit and just say, you know what, let's stop. Hold on. Let's stop the train real fast. And let me ask you some questions. And then to start peeling back the fucking onion. It's crazy to me that when I say what I'm saying, which is just like pure facts, people look at me like I'm wearing a tin foil hat. Like, oh, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. There are videos on YouTube right now. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can literally open up a new tab, type in Black Lives Matter Marxist, and you'll find videos of them saying that they're Marxists. Now, if you don't know what a Marxist is, then you know you can open up another YouTube tab or a Google tab and just type in Marxist and read it. Read. Teach yourself something. Learn something. Be learned. That way, next time someone like me is speaking, you don't get so offended. Like, oh my God, he's saying something that I've never heard, so it must be incorrect. Right? What kind of society is that?
It shouldn't. Black Lives Matter is about the black trauma brought to black people, no matter who brings it. It can be black on black. It's not about white people only doing black things to black people. It's about anybody doing stuff to black people as a whole. I don't care if it's a China man doing something to a black man, a Mexican, Latino man doing something to a black man. That's what the point is. Black Lives Matter to all, it should matter to all other races, even our own.
Okay, but where does that stop for you, brother? Because I'm about to go somewhere, and I'm pretty sure most of the people on this channel right now know I'm about to go. Where are the people like this, brother, when it's the black lives in the womb? How many black babies are being killed on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis? Do those lives matter? I don't want to hear you out here trying to champion the fucking cause. Oh, I don't care if it's a yellow man, a red man. I don't care if it's a fucking Sandman. You know, black lives should matter to all races. Well, do the lives of these black babies matter to you, nigga? Because if not, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up. This shit is ridiculous. Niggas just get out here talking just to fucking talk, knowing damn well they don't believe in half the shit that they're saying. They just know that I'm going to get some style points for this. Again, they just like BLM, trying to literally harvest the energy off real black men. Jason Whitlock says some shit, whether you agree or disagree with it, or you just fail to look at the data and statistics to back it up. And then they say, hey, we can't create our own energy because we got a whole bunch of bitch-made energy on us. So when this real nigga speaks, we're going to try to take his shit and manifest it into our own shit. But nah, that's where niggas like me come into play. I see right through this shit. Use a Fugazi. The other nigga Capone's a fucking Fugazi. Y'all don't speak for the quote-unquote black community. If I were to ask you what the hell the black community is, I guarantee you probably cannot, no, not probably, I guarantee that you cannot give me a clear, concise explanation of what it is. You couldn't even answer a one-sentence question. So I know damn well you can't, Mr. Baldy.
So it's not specifically just to other people like white people. It should matter. It should matter to everybody. So a good example, we don't like the inner city crime. We don't like to see black people shooting each other, black people doing things to each other. We don't like that either. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, let's forget that. Let's only worry about if it's the opposite color of your another race. Anybody, even ourselves, black lives should matter to everyone.
Okay, but hold on, dude. Hold on. If that's the case, what the hell are you doing, or what have you been doing to stop the issues in the inner cities? If you're saying, oh, it's not just about, you know, other races, it's about black on black too, then nigga, what have you been doing? What are the solutions? Look. whether people like me or not, whether people agree with this channel or not, if you've listened to any one of my videos from front to back, you know I have solutions. Solutions. All it takes is for you to watch one of my fucking videos and you know where I stand and what my solutions are to get us out of where we're at. Period. Whenever I listen to any of these people, you know, that's why I've been like in a rut when it comes to like creating content lately, because it's the same bullshit. I just hear people just talking and no one tries to even attempt at a fucking solution. Like, okay, here are the problems, you know, slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and, you know, all this other stuff, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And you don't hear nobody saying, well, you know what, maybe if we had our own police force. And then people might say, oh, well, Memphis, they're all black. So what's going on there? Well, I'll tell you what's going on there. When you have a bunch of niggas anywhere, some bullshit's going to happen. Period. I don't mean niggas by black people. I mean niggas. There's a difference. There's niggas all across the racial spectrum. There's white niggas. There's fucking Asian niggas. There's niggas. Okay, trust me. Everybody got niggas. You know, white people call them trailer trash. Black people call them niggas. It's the same shit. All right. When you got a whole bunch of that type of demographic anywhere, some bullshit's going to happen. All right. When you're not properly vetting, you know, whatever institutions that you have, you're going to let the trash in. And when the trash gets in, shit gets fucked up. Okay? And that's not me to, you know, say, oh, well, you know, it's okay for Memphis. No, that whole shit needs to be gutted. There's no way that brother was the first dude that they fucking did that to. There's no way. They did that shit to him like it was another day in the fucking office. So clearly, they have institutional problems going there. Now, do we turn around and say, hey, that's institutional racism? No. Am I saying that institutional racism doesn't exist? No, I'm not. But we don't try to attribute that to what occurred in Memphis. Why not? We cannot be selective in what's going on. We have to be consistent. We have to be principled. We have to say, we stand on this, period. Today, tomorrow, next year. This is where we stand.
Everybody, even ourselves, coming from the pain of ourselves, like these particular 5 black men did, and that white man, and that whole, you know. So, and I don't blame the sister. It ain't the woman that's the chief police chief. I don't blame her. I mean, you know, women have done great things. It's a mental job. It's not a physical job. So with her, it's just there's been great female chief of police. There have been some bad ones. When there's been some shooting and killing, there's been some white men who've been the chief of police. So white women who were police and chief of police. So why are we jumping on her color and her being a female as the problem of the situation when it's been documented?
Do you want to quit your job in 2023?
Sorry, y'all.
Fucking miserable? Do you hate the person you work with and the people you work with? Do you wonder why you're not that happy in your life?
Other colors and races have done the same thing to black people. So, hello.
Capone, let me bring you
All right, before she brings in Capone, I want to address something. He's saying, oh, well, I'm not going to blame the black police chief sister. You know, there's white police chiefs doing the same thing, yada, yada. This is that whataboutism that I keep talking about, and it's tied to the whole black thing. People always say, why do you always say quote unquote? You always say quote unquote because there's no such thing as a black race. But it's a colloquialism that's used black. So when I'm speaking about quote unquote black people, I have to say quote unquote because I know that is not a real people. Okay, and neither is African American. Okay, it's not real. These are like corporate monikers. So that's why I say it. But when people just go with a black, they have to go with white. Always. It never fails. I've never watched or listened to any person speak about quote unquote black issues, right? And identifying as black without bringing in white. And why do you think that is? I'll tell you why. Because white and black is a duality. If you're talking about East, you have to bring up West at some point. At some point in the conversation, if you're talking about East, you have to bring up West. Same thing that applies to quote unquote black and white. If you're talking about black, At some point, you're going to have to bring up white because they are tied together for infinity. And black, quote unquote, black people, in my opinion, they like that. They like being tethered to quote unquote white people, even though they'll be the first one to say, "Oh, the white man is, the white man that, the white man's our oppressor, the white man all this shit." But they don't want to cut that goddamn umbilical cord. They'd rather still call themselves black and still latch onto that victim mentality. That way, they can always try to point out the white man and say, "You did this, and because you did this, you have to do this going forward." No. Let that shit go. I'm not saying forget about it. I'm saying do for you. Remember what occurred, but change your situation. Don't sit around waiting for someone else to do some shit for you. That's not the answer. Okay? That is not the answer. The answer is manifested from within. And a real man can teach his kids that. A real man can. Women are born and bred to be like princesses. You're waiting for your prince to come, sweep you off your feet. So you don't have to manifest anything. Okay? He's coming for you. You can't have a woman trying to raise a boy with that mentality. You don't got to do nothing, nigga. Like, no. You're good. Stay here. That's not how it works. He'll never become a man. And that's why we have a whole bunch of knuckleheads doing a whole bunch of dumb shit. And again, if you're just tuning in now, do I fully agree with everything that Jason Willock has to say? No. Do I fully agree with him bringing it up when he did, how he did? No. I think that, again, there's so many other instances where you can bridge that gap. He chose to do it there. Hey, I don't have issue with it. I don't totally agree with it. I think, again, my man, if you really wanted to get that across, anything else would have done. At the end of the day, this woman did lose her son. Okay, a life was lost. In a very tragic way. So but again, there's no better time for the truth than the present. So do it as you will.
I ask you that same question. How do you think this will impact the Black Lives Matter movement? It is mentioned, of course, a lot of people were surprised to see these black officers treating this black man like this. So how do you think that will impact the Black Lives Matter movement?
Wow. I don't, like Pia said, I hope it don't. There's a lot of controversy that's in the Black Lives Matter organization, period. But the whole moral of it is basically, like Pia said, we're tired of everybody treating us this way. We're tired.
I'm tired of people trying to say what Black Lives Matter is. Like, oh, the moral is. No, nigga, no. Fuck them. Fuck what you think the moral is. What have they proven and shown themselves to be? That's it. See, this is the issue with black people. The shit could be right in their fucking face. And this nigga want to talk about what the moral of the movement. Nigga, fuck the moral of the movement. What has that organization proven to be? If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Black Lives Matter, the organization, isn't about, we tired of this, we tired of that. No, what they trying to do is basically you're the enemy. Maybe 4 years ago on their page, and I posted this on Facebook. I could pull it up unless it might have been, who knows, Facebook would be going back in time and taking posts down, so it might not even be there anymore. But if I can find it, I'll bring it up and I'll do a live on YouTube and I'll show you, because I circled it where they were like we're here to destroy or disrupt. I don't want to misquote, to disrupt the nuclear family. We're here to affirm Black queer lives, trans lives, and it just goes on and goes on and goes on. Women, nothing about men. They're not for you, black man. So whenever I hear any quote unquote black man or black dude, whatever you want to call these niggas, whenever I hear them out there talking glowingly of BLM, it's like you have not done your own research. You haven't done anything because they haven't even tried hard to hide it. So you shouldn't be speaking about anything of substance, as far as I'm concerned. And again, you don't have to be PhD level in things. Just be learned and be open to conversation. Because when you're open to conversation, then you can actually learn. But if you come in closed-minded like these dudes who's too damn old to be on a panel, making no sense. You're just talking about how the fuck you feel. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about what that man's words made you feel. Again, that's a you problem. And you are too damn old to be in your damn feelings. And then, I think I know who this dude is. The more I look at him, there's a movie that came out like in the early 2000s, I think it was. It's called Paper Soldiers. And it has Beanie Siegel in it and Kevin Hart. Young Kevin Hart. Before Kevin Hart was even Kevin Hart, right? And this dude, I'm pretty sure this is the dude. He was like the OG breaking and entering dude. Now, if y'all seen that movie, let me know if that's him in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure because he looked like that dude. He looked like that dude.
Tired of, cops. Everybody always say there's no such thing as all cops are not bad. But I've yet to met a good one.
Whoa, yo, come on now. Let me run that back, man, because this shit is flagrant. The shit this dude is saying, again, I'm sure he has some kind of notoriety to a level. Is he an A-star celebrity? No. But is he some type of celebrity in some walks? Yes, I'm sure. And for this dude to be out here talking like this about the police, that I'm sure if anything happens, he's going to call them. What message are you sending to people that aren't as known as you? It's irresponsible.
Tired of, cops. Everybody always say there's no such thing as all cops are not bad. But I've met a good one. Everyone protects, whatever. But the thing that I'm noticing about this more than anything is that the riots that the cops cause or the riots that they bring in for the Blue Lives Matter are not coming up forth for these cops. And why isn't the white cop being mentioned or charged? I don't understand this. And you can't see this. This is where the racism come in at. You ain't trying to blame a white man, but the white man ain't get charged yet. We haven't saw it. And these 5 black men that they keep putting up on there, I've yet to see anybody raising hell.
You know what? I'll tell you this about that. And again, I don't know much about this whole case outside of what happened, right? I don't know why the quote unquote white cop that was, people are saying that was there, whatever. I don't know what his capacity was. I don't know if he held them down, what he did, what he didn't do. I don't know. I do not know. But that is a good question. Why? If he was involved, why wasn't he arrested? We have to ask those questions. But that does not, and it should not take away from the fact that these brothers did some shit that is just inexcusable. Period. And low. 5 of you want to do that to one young man? That's some real loser shit. Some real loser shit. Period. And I don't care if they were cops or not. They could just been regular ass folk. Come on, man. 5 of you on one 26-year-old? I'm like, you a loser. That's some real loser shit, man. So there's no, I'm saying, I don't give a fuck about, look, justice is justice. Whoever was tied to it should go down. But we do know that these niggas, they were a part of it. Hey, we can handle it all. I don't care. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. But I will say this. This brother should be careful what he asks for. Because if the quote unquote white cop was there and he was tied to it in some capacity, but he wasn't brought up on charges, and as he asked the right question, why not? He might be tied to that same police chief that y'all was just praising, that black woman. She may know that, hey, he can't go down, because if he goes down, then this whole shit goes down, and I go down too. So then what would they say? After they just said, oh, the quote unquote black goddess, she can't do no wrong. She's not responsible for what these dudes did. Like I said, that if y'all watched the video, it looked like that was another day in the office for them. Like they was just so nonchalant, whooping ass and macing this nigga. and tasing this nigga and all of that. Nonchalant, taking turns. Like, that don't just happen like that. You know what I'm saying? That 5 regular dudes don't just go to work one day and say, you know what? All 5 of us are dealing with some bullshit at home with our wives, so let's go out and fuck a nigga up. That shit just don't happen. It don't happen. You know, and I'm not trying to mock the situation, but again, there's more to the story. There's way more to the story. And it goes way deeper than if she's 5. And they're showing you these 5 because if they put it out in front, maybe you won't ask the questions. Maybe you're posing, but you don't really want to know.
From the Blue Lives Matter, I don't see that going on right now. So personally, I don't think it'll affect us. We're already affected by it because there was some corruption in the Black Lives Matter organization. So, Black people, we have a hard time trusting almost anybody because everybody turns on us.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, what he said is the opposite. Black people do not have a hard time trusting. Black people trust people too easily, too often. And that's part of their damn problem. If we were more distant from people, we probably wouldn't be as bad in this position.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you this, Capone, because I like to end it with a solution. How do you think we handle people that look like us, that hurt us? A Jason Whitlock, those 5 officers.
How did Jason? I mean, that's a great question because you're seeking out solution, which I love, and I love the fact that she said she ends her shows like that, and I also like the way that she posed the questions. Now, again, she made it clear where she stands on it, but still her questions were unbiased, and I appreciate that, especially in the time where, man, if you don't say what I think, then I'm going to cancel you. So we have to appreciate the good when we see the good. All right. So to answer her question, she said, "What do we do with Black people that harm us? I think, or hurt us?"
I ask you this, Capone, because I like to end it with a solution. How do you think we handle people that look like us, that hurt us? A Jason Whitlock.
So how did Jason Whitlock hurt us? Because honestly, this video, we're at the 10-minute mark for the video. My live, we're at almost the hour mark. But again, how the hell did Jason Whitlock hurt us? When these 2 knuckleheads that you brought on to answer your simple ass questions, they have yet to answer the question. How did Jason Whitlock hurt us? Who's hurt? And then quote unquote Black people wonder why people are always laughing at them and shit like that, because this is a joke. The fuck you mean? How did Jason Whitlock hurt us? If you're hurt over what Jason Whitlock said, then just fucking kill over and die. Just give up. There's no reason for you to continue. If you're that fragile, you're not going to succeed. You're not going anywhere.
Those 5 officers, different people we've seen throughout this time. What do you think is the proper way to handle situations like this?
I have this new thing that I've been taught probably 2 weeks ago. I got into an argument twice with 2 different Black men, and it got heated. And all I said was, today is a day I'm not going to commit Black on Black crime. And it confused him. Confused both of them. But this is something I tell myself to calm me down from the situation. So when I look at them, I say, today, I'm going to commit a Black on Black crime. And however you want to handle it, it is. And it makes a person think. And that's just my solution for my temper or my anger or somebody who does something stupid. I'm getting ready to park, and a dude cut right in front of me and jumped in the park. And I said, bro, you didn't see my car here? And he looked at me. He said, well, I'm in it. And I said, you know what? Today, I'm not going to commit that Black on Black crime. And he looked at me. And the sister said, that was very smart of you, brother. And
surprised to that, because that nigga probably had a gun and would have blasted your ass if you would have tried something. But anyway, y'all, I'm wrapping this video up. Enough is enough of the nonsense. Thank you, everybody that stuck around. Thanks for the comments and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. As I said, the merch is out. The merch is out. This is the OG logo. Let me make my screen big. There's no reason for this to still be here. Let me make this screen big because there's no reason for that to still be here. This is the OG logo. As you can see, it says the True Scope. Very plain. You can get it on t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, short sleeves for your girl, for your grandma, and whatever, right? I'm gonna leave the link on this video, and it's also on my main YouTube page. So check that out. There are some deals going on right now. This is I love hoodies, and it's obviously it's winter time, so great time to stack up on some hoodies. It's a great fit, I tell you. It's always hard for me because I have long arms. But yeah, I'm stretching. I can't even see it. But like, see, you see, I got that room right there. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I don't like when you know what I'm saying, you buy a hoodie and then it's all like this. So yeah, this is good material, decent. I like it. Like the color, came out great. I have a new design coming out. I'm getting those shirts in probably within like the next week or two. And when I get those, I'll show you that design. When that design comes out, I'm going to discontinue these designs. I love this design, but what I want to do is limit the quantity on it. This is going to be the OGs. The OGs. So you got about 2 weeks to buy these, whether it's on a hoodie, shirt, mug, whatever you want, stickers. And after that, they're retired. I'm going to be like Michael Jordan out here. I'm retiring these motherfuckers. I'm retiring them. Retired. On to the next one. On to the next one. So get it when you can. All right. Anyway, y'all, much love. I plan on, like I said, getting back into the groove of things once I close on this house that we're purchasing. The closing date is February 17th. So if everything goes well between now and then, I'll have a regular schedule, and I'll actually have an office where I can freaking do my lives and stuff like that, and have work on the sound quality, the acoustics in the room, like soundproof it, all that stuff. There's a lot I want to do to take this channel to the next level, because y'all been rocking with me for a long time. So I have to show y'all, what it's really about and what I'm really about, and grow. That way we can all grow together. So at the end of the day, we're all going to the same spot. All right, we're all seeking out the truth and navigating through this hellhole that we find ourselves in. But anyway, y'all, have a great night. Much love.